Welcome you all for the presentation on topic refrigeration and air conditioning. This topic is included in the module 3 of subject Elements of Mechanical Engineering. This is Dr. Ramesh R.S., Department of Mechanical Engineering, Jain Institute of Technology, Davangere. Contents to be discussed in this presentation are working of vapor absorption refrigeration system, domestic refrigeration system, comparison between vapor compression and vapor absorption refrigeration systems, commonly used refrigerants, air conditioning system, room air conditioner. Let us look into vapor absorption refrigeration system. The important parts of this system are evaporator or freezer coil, absorber, pump, heat exchanger or generator, condenser, throttle valve or expansion valve. Figure shows all these components of the system: evaporator, absorber, pump, generator, condenser and expansion valve. Evaporator is main part of the system. It consists number of coils. One end of the coil is connected to expansion valve, other end is connected to absorber. Since it produces cooling effect, we call it as freezer coil. Pump connected between absorber and heat exchanger or generator. The main function of the pump is to circulate the refrigerant in the refrigeration cycle. Condenser is one more important component of the system. It changes the state of the fluid. It means from vapor to liquid due to condensation process. Expansion valve. When the fluid enters to the expansion valve, it reduces both pressure and temperature of the refrigerant. Let us look into working of vapor absorption refrigeration system. Figure shows vapor absorption refrigeration system. We can explain the working of this system from expansion valve. Here in this refrigeration system, we use ammonia as refrigerant. Liquid ammonia at low pressure and low temperature from expansion valve enters to the evaporator coil. When it enters to evaporator coil, it absorbs heat present in the system. When it absorbs heat present in the system, it changes its state from liquid to vapor. Therefore, here it maintains low temperature than the surrounding temperature by removing heat present in the system. The vapor refrigerant at low pressure and high temperature, when it passes to absorber, here water is used as absorbent. When this fluid enters to the absorber, it makes the strong ammonia solution. The strong ammonia solution from absorber is circulated to heat exchanger through this pump. It means the pump circulates the strong ammonia solution from absorber to heat exchanger. When the fluid enters to the heat exchanger or generator, here it warms up the solution, therefore it separates ammonia vapor and the remaining is weak ammonia solution. The weak ammonia solution can be reused in this cycle. The ammonia vapor from this generator is passed towards the condenser part. When ammonia vapor enters to the condenser, due to condensation process, it changes its state from vapor to liquid. The liquid ammonia from condenser is passed towards the expansion valve. When it enters to the expansion valve, due to throttling process, it reduces both pressure and temperature of the ammonia. Finally, the liquid ammonia at low pressure and low temperature is ready to pass on to the evaporator coil to produce cooling effect in the evaporator or freezing compartment chamber. This process continues and therefore it maintains the low temperature in the evaporator comparatively surrounding temperature. This completes the working of vapor absorption refrigeration system. Let us look into domestic refrigeration system. Domestic refrigeration system will consist of the following important components or parts. One is evaporator or freezer coil. Second is hermetically sealed compressor. Third is condenser. And fourth one is throttle valve or expansion valve. You can see all these components in this diagram. This is evaporator. Evaporator is having number of coils. One end of the evaporator coil is connected to suction side of compressor unit. The other end is connected to capillary tube or expansion valve. One end of the condenser part is connected to delivery side of the compressor unit. The other end is connected to capillary tube. This is an arrangement for the domestic refrigeration system. Now look into working of this system. How actually this system will works. Low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant from capillary tube enters to the evaporator. When it enters to the evaporator, it absorbs the heat present in the system. Due to absorption of heat from the system, it changes its state from liquid to vapor. That vapor refrigerant is drawn towards the compressor unit through this suction pipe. The function of the compressor is to increase the pressure of the fluid. Therefore, it increases both pressure and temperature of the vapor refrigerant. High pressure, high temperature vapor refrigerant from the compressor is passed towards the condenser part. When it enters to condenser part, due to condensation process, vapor refrigerant changes into liquid refrigerant. So the liquid refrigerant from the condenser part is made to pass towards the capillary tube. When it comes to the capillary tube or expansion valve, due to throttling process, both pressure and temperature of the refrigerant reduces, and therefore finally the refrigerant at low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant is ready for entering into the evaporator coil or freezer coil. Like this, the process will be continuing and therefore it maintains the low temperature in the evaporator comparatively surrounding temperature. This completes about the working of domestic refrigeration system. Let us look into comparison between vapor compression refrigeration and vapor absorption refrigeration system. In vapor compression refrigeration, it works on mechanical energy. As you know that in this we use the compressor unit. The compressor circulates the fluid in the system so that it works on mechanical energy. In case of vapor absorption type, heat energy is used. It means it works on heat energy. Refrigerant used in vapor compression type is Freon 12, whereas in vapor absorption type, ammonia is used as the refrigerant. Hermetically sealed compressor is used in hermetically sealed compressor is used to circulate the refrigerant, whereas here pump is used to circulate the refrigerant. Refrigerant is compressed to increase the pressure in case of compression type. Here absorber is used to absorb the fluid of refrigerant. It is robust in design. Vapor absorption type is simple in design. It will give high coefficient of performance. Vapor absorption type will give low coefficient of performance. Noise and vibrations are more due to heavy compressor unit used in the vapor compression type. Noise and vibrations are less because no such mechanical elements are used. Only pump is used to circulate the refrigerant. That's why there will be minimum noise and vibrations in case of vapor absorption refrigeration system. These are some of the important differences between compression refrigeration and absorption refrigeration system. Let us look into commonly used refrigerants and good properties of refrigerants. Commonly used refrigerants are freon-12, that is dichloro-difluoromethane. This is used in refrigeration system. Freon 22, that is used in air conditioning system. In earlier days, ammonia, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, these are used as refrigerants in earlier days. Some of the properties of good refrigerant. What are the important properties of a refrigerant? The properties of good refrigerant can be categorized as physical properties, thermal properties or thermodynamic properties, chemical properties, self-working properties. Some of the desirable properties of good refrigerant are: refrigerant should have low specific volume, it should have low viscosity, it should have low boiling and freezing point, it should have high thermal conductivity, it should have high latent heat of vaporization, it should be chemically stable, it should not decompose with other elements, it should be non-corrosive, it should not react with other elements, it should not be toxic, it should not be odor, it means it should be odorless, it should be non-flammable. These are all some of the desirable properties of good refrigerant. Please remember these important properties of refrigerants. Let us move on to see what is air conditioning. Till now we have been discussed about the refrigeration and some of the important types of refrigeration systems we have discussed till now. Now let us move on to see what is air conditioning. Air conditioning can be defined as a method or process in which heat is continuously removed from a system by providing controlled atmosphere at all times regardless of weather conditions for the comfortness of mankind or for industrial applications. There is a difference between refrigeration and air conditioning. In air conditioning, we condition the air and it provides cool atmosphere at all times regardless of weather conditions. It is also a method or process. Heat has to be continuously removed from a system to provide controlled atmosphere. The applications of air conditioning may be comfort air conditioning or for industrial air conditioning. These are the types of air conditioning. Suppose the air conditioning used for comfortness of the mankind, we call such kind of the air conditioning as comfort air conditioning. Suppose air conditioning method is used for industrial applications, then we call such kind of the air conditioning as industrial air conditioning system. These are the two important types of air conditioning systems. Let us look into see the room air conditioner or principle of air conditioner. So here the important components or parts of the air conditioner are like this: evaporator or freezer coil, same as that of the refrigeration, evaporator and condenser fan. Here we need one more component such as evaporator and condenser fan, air filter to filter the air, hermetically sealed compressor unit that is used to circulate the fluid in the system, condenser to change the state of the fluid from vapor to liquid, throttle valve or expansion valve. In this case we use capillary tube just to reduce both temperature and pressure of the refrigerant. These are some of the important components of the room air conditioner. Let us look into the working of room air conditioner, how actually this system will works. You see the figure, this part we call as the evaporator coil, this part we call as the condenser part. These two, evaporator and then condenser part, are connected with the help of the compressor unit. Evaporator consists number of coils. One end of the evaporator coil is connected to suction side of compressor unit. The other end is connected to capillary tube. Condenser also, one end of the condenser part is connected to delivery side of the compressor unit. The other end is connected to capillary tube. Here condenser fan and evaporator fan, these two are working with the help of single common motor shaft. This room air conditioner usually mounted over the window sill. So diagram shows that this air conditioner mounted over the window sill. Half portion of the air conditioner is projected into the room, whereas the other end of the air conditioner system projected outside the room. The air that has to be cooled from the room, that is passing toward the evaporator coil through this air filter. From the capillary tube, low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant enters to this evaporator coil. When the air is passing towards this evaporator coil, the heat present in the air, that is absorbed by this refrigerant moving in this evaporator coil. Therefore, the cool air we can get it in this evaporator coil. This cool air is circulating once again into the room. When the liquid refrigerant absorbs the heat present in the evaporator coil, it changes its state from liquid to vapor. This vapor refrigerant is drawn toward the compressor unit through this suction side of the compressor. The function of the compressor is to increase the pressure as well as temperature of the vapor refrigerant. The vapor refrigerant at high pressure and high temperature, that is passed toward the condenser part of the system. When it is flowing in the condenser part, the air flowing around these tubes absorb the heat present in the refrigerant. Therefore, in the condenser, it changes the state of the fluid from vapor to liquid. So the liquid refrigerant from condenser part is made to pass toward the capillary tube. When it enters to the capillary tube, it reduces both temperature and pressure of the liquid refrigerant. Therefore, finally, from the capillary tube, we can have very low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant that is ready to flow in this evaporator coil. This completes the one cycle of the air conditioning system. Like this, the process is continuing and keeps this area cool comparatively surrounding. This is about the working of room air conditioner. Sometimes in the examination they will ask you such that explain briefly room air conditioner, or sometimes they will ask you the question such that explain the principle of air conditioning. For these two questions you can use the same diagram and you can make the same explanation for these questions. I hope all of you are clear about this air conditioning concept. Thank you for watching. This is Dr. Ramesh RS, Department of Mechanical Engineering.